the studio is Dr. Chris Itsede, an economist by excellence who has been enlightening us on Nigeria's economic sector. So, do you think at the moment we are right now? It's the time someone can say, okay, I want to diversify into doing other kind of business. For example, someone has been doing one business before is now thinking to go into other aspects because the government have been crying and everybody has been crying that we need more entrepreneurs, we need more people creating job employment for other people so that the economic sector can be revamped.
Thank you. As an economist and a businessman, I will tell you I cannot answer this question in the negative by telling you that people should stop investing. You see, there is risk out there. Anybody who invests, a seasoned investor, knows that there is a relationship between risk and profit. So some sectors of the economy, whether there is COVID, whether there is a polio pandemic or malaria pandemic or typhoid pandemic, drought, there are some sectors of the economy that will always be, good sectors for people to invest in. What are we talking about? That is the health sector. People must eat. What are we talking about? That is agriculture and then catering. People must wear clothes.
I talk about fashion.
Yes, some will want to wear designers. Others just want to clad themselves.
Just want to wear something.
So there are different layers, different sectors or segments that you can address. It's for you to have that eagle eye to know which segment of the market you want to feed. Sure. There will always be investment opportunities. Even the COVID economy itself has thrown up new areas of investment which people did not think about 2 years ago.
So especially when it comes to health, when it comes to, because I know a lot of people now, because of COVID, instead of organizing real-time meeting, everybody talk about telecommunication industry, even schools now, everybody's going online.
So the communication industry is booming as a result of COVID. Now, who is losing based on what you have just said? You have the transportation sector losing because fewer people travel now. Fewer people fly. Oh, I'm going for a conference or workshop in Bayelsa. All those are no longer there. So the airlines are losing. If the airlines are not flying as many passengers as they used to, what is going on with the Nigeria Airport Authority? So the passenger service charge will go down. All those people who have hired expensive shops for duty-free shopping at the airport, can you imagine the heat they are taking? So those people who work there, they have borne the brunt of COVID. The same thing, if you were to go to our car parks, you will find that the number of vehicles that are on the move has declined. And what does that also entail? Drilling it down, you find that the number of mama put in the car park, Ojota car park area has reduced. There's nobody to sell food to. Whom are you going to sell the food to? And when people come now, even in the airport, on the aircraft, nobody is serving any food. And that has also affected catering. Because unknown to you, millions of loaves of bread were consumed by the airlines every day. Wow. Tens of millions of loaves of bread. People who supply those bread, that is enough to keep them gainfully employed. Now gone. So the food served on the aircraft gone. So those people have to look for a new way. If you are being a catering contractor supplying food to aero contractors, Now that they are no longer serving food on their flight, you have to think of something. You can see that right now, people are investing in logistics and delivery. Oh, Mama, you have a restaurant. You can outsource the delivery. So outsourcing is a new area of investment. So you can go to Mama and say, Mama, I know you cook very well, and since your customers
are not
coming out, they are afraid to come and eat here. Me, I want to take the wahala of taking the food to your customers. All they need to do is just to phone you and tell you, I want ufe salad and pounded yam.
And then it's ready at their doorstep.
Then all you need to do is to give me the address. I will deliver. So that is a new sector springing up.
People, since they are job loss and pay cut, then everybody is saying be an entrepreneur. Do you think, can everybody be an entrepreneur? Can everybody say, yes, I want to start a business?
Everybody cannot be an entrepreneur. It's just like asking when they say, oh, youth should go to school. Can everybody be a professor? Not everybody. People will know the limit of their capacity. Okay, let's see why everybody will not be an entrepreneur. You are asking if everybody is an entrepreneur, who will buy from the other? We will not all be, even if everybody is an entrepreneur, we will not be producing the same thing. We are going to produce different, your area of interest or ability will be different from my own. So we will have to, you generate your income, we have to exchange. You will sell what you can do. I will sell what I can do. Somebody who is entrepreneurial, we start figuring out now, what can I produce, that will be used to carry eba or amala. You look at the kind of foods that we eat. Is it, you want to produce the one that once it is used once, it will be discarded, or the one that can be reused once or twice? That is where entrepreneurship comes in. So you go into an aspect of a production and consumption chain.
Thank you very much, sir. It's been a very interesting time here in the studio with Dr. Itsede, and he has been talking to us. Now we'll be going on a quick break now. Stay tuned.
Lending a voice to business growth.
Bring to you eminent and interesting business personalities who have years of experience to enlighten you.
This is the Magnate.
Getting into microbiology was a bit interesting because it was not my favorite subject. I actually started off in pediatrics.
You must meet somebody somewhere that will be relevant in your life.
I believe what a man can do, a woman can do it 300%.
There are people that need to be mentored because mentoring is also key.
As an apprentice, what it means is that you want to study and learn about a vocation.
To do the right things for the team without being coerced.
You must continuously start sharpening your skills.
Parading business moguls, technocrats, and major players in the private and public sectors. The Magnate, showing every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. on NTA2 Channel 5, DSTV Channel 369, GoTV Channel 114, StarTimes Channel 104.
Follow us on all our social media handles at The Magnate TV on Instagram and Facebook. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still The Magnate. Our me here in the studio is Dr. Chris Itsede, an economist by excellence who has been enlightening us on Nigeria's economic sector. So, sir, with your travel all around Africa and your travel all around the world, can you still allude to Nigeria as the giant of Africa, especially when it comes to Nigeria's economy compared to other countries?
If you want to use that as the parameter of determining what is or who is a giant, then you can claim
Nigeria is the giant of Africa.
But if you are looking at the potential of an economy, by potential will mean what the economy is able to do now and what it is capable of doing if it were to rise to the occasion, you can readily still say that Nigeria can, rightly attribute that, I don't know whether it is a praise or nickname to itself. But now what we see is a giant that is asleep. So maybe Nigeria is a sleeping giant. And the challenge before all Nigerians is to wake it up and tell it to get up. It is now daybreak. Get up and move. If you look at the population of Nigeria, it is way, way ahead of other African countries. So that is a very massive, unused potential. And that is the kind of asset which China is using to dominate the whole world today as the most populous country. And you see its Asian neighbor, India, is also leveraging on its own 1.1 billion human beings to also now wake up, because that is a very massive market. For an economist who is always looking at the potential of an economy, there's nothing wrong in still looking at Nigeria as the giant of Africa. But you must not stop there. You should say that it is asleep. Yeah, so it is a sleeping giant. The potential is there to be a very big, massive, dominant economy, but Nigeria has not risen to the occasion.
More. So this will be for me my next question. What's your take? We know you're a community leader, especially that came from a community leader, and you have many chieftaincies that you from where you came from. What role have you played in community service and community development?
Well, my chieftaincy titles are not all from where I came from. I'm from Edo State. I have a chieftaincy title from Abia. I have a chieftaincy title from Anambra.
Wow.
So it is not, and all are related to community involvement. Involvement in community development or service is multifaceted. You can get involved in different ways. You don't have to be a money bag
to do it.
To do that. It could be that the asset, what you have is ideas to contribute, because in reality, development begins with ideas. For a community to develop, first of all, it has to think about the development trajectory it wants to take and where is it going. So you may have ideas of how the community should be organized and developed. Someone else will have money, but the average person thinks that it's just to drop a bag of money. That is how to be involved in community service. No. Someone else may have time. It doesn't have money, it doesn't have ideas, but has the time. You need somebody to go to the village or to go to one ministry to follow up on a request that has been made. This one, somebody will tell you that, no, my director says we have a meeting at 5 o'clock. Someone else will volunteer. I say, okay, I will go. Where is the address? That is his own contribution. Then you can decide to intervene in community service as an individual by doing what you think the community, feelings of gaps which you observe in the community. You can also decide to do it on a collegial basis by getting involved with others, like you have village town meetings, or you are active in your mosque meetings, and then you get engaged in mentoring youth. You can be active in your church organizations. So there are different entry points into community service depending on your capacity, what you have. Is it time you have to give to the community on a pro bono basis that is free of charge? Is it money you have that you want to spend on community project? Is it ideas of how the community should? So those are the areas in which people can get involved. In my own case, I think as much as possible, I have at different points, I have participated in all these various aspects of community service. Yes. Even when I didn't have money, now, I had time for the community. I remember traveling between here and my hometown so many times as a young person. I would leave Tinubu Square on Friday by 4 o'clock and start driving to Edo. Of course, the roads were good then. Just to go and attend a community meeting on Saturday. Then on Sunday, I come back to Lagos, all at my expense. So there were some of us who were doing those kind of things. And at that time, there were others who put down the money for the project. In my hometown, the water project we have there today was through community effort. Even the electricity, to start with, it was self-help by the community. And we were running around, contributing our widows' mite, running around with others, participating in meetings. So that was how our community was developed. And in doing it, we were actually paying tribute to our earlier generations. Mm-hmm. In our own environment, I think with all modesty, I've tried as much as possible as an individual, directly with friends, and then organizations to get involved in community service, especially when I was much younger. But even now that I'm tired and retired.
You're not tired because you're ever agile. Even now, you being a Magnate is you contributing.
Even now that I'm tired and retired, I'm still involved in community work.
It's been a very interesting time here in the studio with Dr. Itsede, and he has been talking to us. Now we'll be going on a quick break now. Stay tuned.
Lending a voice to business growth.
Bring to you eminent and interesting business personalities who have years of experience to enlighten you.
This is the Magnate.
Getting into microbiology was a bit interesting because it was not my favorite subject. I actually started off in pediatrics.
You must meet somebody somewhere that will be relevant in your life.
I believe what a man can do, a woman can do it 300%.
There are people that need to be mentored, because mentoring is also key.
As an apprentice, what it means is that you want to study and learn about a vocation.
To do the right things for the team without being coerced.
You must continuously start sharpening your skills.
Parading business moguls, technocrats, and major players in the private and public sectors. The Magnate, showing every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. on NTA2 Channels 5, DSTV Channel 369, GoTV Channel 114, StarTimes Channel 104.
Follow us on all our social media handles at The Magnate TV on Instagram and Facebook. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, this is still The Magnate. Our me here in the studio is Dr. Chris Itsede, an economist by excellence who has been enlightening us on Nigeria's economic sector. Because this is The Magnate, and then a lot of our viewers are youths who are thinking of going into maybe entrepreneurship, maybe it's apprenticeship, maybe it's working for organization. What advice, what's your counsel for the people that are watching?
Well, we don't have time. Maybe some other conversation we will look at how to set up a small-scale business. Yes, then we have time to look at the various stages and what you need to do at each time. But the first thing is for you to put on your thinking cap and figure out what you want to do. Why do you want to do that particular thing and not this other one? So what competencies, what education, what knowledge or training do you have in that area? Don't just get up now and feel I want to set up a hospital because you have a medical doctor who has set up a hospital and is thriving. What do you know about medicine? So you should look at your capability. That is the first step. And having done that, then you go through the various stages. Above all, you must have a passion for whatever you want to do. If you have a lackadaisical or nonchalant attitude, your business will be nonchalant and will not flourish. Don't turn around and tell me that it is home trouble. I don't want to hear those kind of conspiracy theories. I told you I don't believe in them. It is you. So if you are setting up a business, you must know that the success or failure of that business is squarely your own making. It is not principalities and other funny things that you hear about. So the passion to make this business successful, that means you have a vision. What do you want this business to look like? So you must have a vision and a passion to drive that vision, which is the business. So that is the much that we'll have time to tell our youth today. And also, we must know that life is not it's not a straight line. That is also what business is all about. You will discover that there's something called business circles. So when you are setting up a business, don't think that it's going to be profit. There will come a time when there will be difficulties and challenges. So like individual lives, a company, an organization can also have such challenges. So you must always
put that in mind.
Yeah, put that in mind. So when the business is booming, you make allowance for a rainy day, just like you do in your private life. So if you want to set up business, be careful what you are going into. Look at the sector and see the prospects. See whether you fit in there so that you don't go as a triangular peg. You go and jump inside a round hole. You will not fit. Then you start looking for excuses. Then, of course, you familiarize yourself with the various grants that we talked about, yes, so that you can get financial support. And then you can also look for organizations that can give you business advisory services. There are some of them they can give to you free of charge online. So by the time you aggregate all this together, chances, and I mean 99% of the time, you will succeed as a youth entrepreneur.
Thank you very much, sir. It has been a very, very interesting moment with you here in the studio, and I must say I've learned a lot, and I'm sure those that are watching us too have learned a lot. So we can't thank you enough for coming here. You coming here is part of your community service and trying to give back to the society. So please do join us next week as we bring to you another interesting episode of The Magnate. Please do not forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at themagnate.tv on Facebook and Instagram. Till we meet next week, I am Ibrahim Olaguju.